In this video, I want to show you how to use formulas in a word table. It becomes very handy. Word can become very similar to spreadsheets like Excel that can do some calculations for you automatically so you don't have to do the math. I will admit Word's table feature is very clunky compared to Excel, but still in a bind, it'll get you through. So in my budget example here, what I want to do is create some formulas automatically that'll give me a total income for the month, along with the total for each of the categories. And then down here, we're going to get a total for all the expenses. We're going to try to figure out what the largest expense is, and then also get a savings formula. So the first thing we do is we're going to click here in this cell, and we have to go to our table tools and layout. And way over here on the right is a formula option. And when we click that, Word is pretty smart here. It's saying that you want to get a sum, which is a total you're adding, for the numbers that are above. So these are the two numbers above. So that's going to work. And then we can do some number formatting. And since we're talking money here, I'm going to choose this one. And then press OK. So there it is. $1,500 plus $50 is definitely $1,550. So that worked. And we can come over here and do the same thing again with this row. I'm sorry, this column. And that math is correct. And we come over here and do the same thing. Pretty simple. Now, if we want to get a total of what this person made in their part-time job for the 3 months, again, we know we got to add these up. Well, let's have Word do it automatically for us. So we can go back up to formula again. Now this time Word is smart enough to say we're going to add the numbers to the left of this cell. So that's correct. So far, pretty simple stuff. And I'll even show you another trick. You can actually highlight this and copy it and paste it down here. Now, it'll look like it didn't work, but if we go to the formula, you'll see that it is adding to the left, just like the part-time job. And now it corrects. Here's this tricky part about Word that I don't like. If you change a number, let's say you made $1,100 in February instead of $1,000. When I click away, notice this formula didn't update. This is now wrong. This one didn't update either. What we need to do is you need to highlight this, and then you can right click and update the field. You have to do this manually. The other option is click in there and then just hit F9, and then the formula updates. But you have to highlight the cells with the formulas in to get it to update. So it's definitely clunky, and that's something you have to remember. Excel, when you change a number, it automatically recalculates. Word does not automatically recalculate. In fact, I have a note down here. When you make a change in the document, you're going to have to highlight the formulas, press F9, or you can right click on the formula and choose update field. You have to do that every time you want the formula to recalculate. All right, so let's keep going here. Here's where things get a little tricky. I want to get a total for the expenses. So obviously it's the telephone bill all the way down to the hobbies. We want to add all these numbers up. So again, I go back to, I'm in the cell, I go back to the formula, and it says it's going to add above, which, that sounds right. I'm going to press OK, but look what it did. It added all the numbers up in this column. That's not what I wanted. So now we need to know a little basics about spreadsheets. In spreadsheets, these columns are labeled by letters. So this is column A, column B, C, D, and E. The rows are numbers. This is row 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And where the rows and columns intersect, that's a cell reference. So this cell right here, that's in row 2, column B, would be considered B2. So what we need to do is we want to add just these numbers. So that is going to be column B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to start in B5, then it's B6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So B10, that's, we want to go add up from B5 to B10. So we're going to have to do a little bit of editing with this formula. So I highlight the formula, go back to the formula, and it's not going to be above, but it's going to start with B5, and you have to have a colon. All right, there's the colon, B10. So what this tells Word to do is to add up all the cells from B5 to B10. And now I'm going to press OK. Now that looks correct. If you add those numbers up, that's going to be correct. Now we need to do this 2 more times, but again, I'm going to use the copy formula feature. That's going to make this a lot easier. So I'm going to copy it, paste it here. Okay, still says the wrong number. Even if I highlight this and right click, okay, it's not going to update. I'll hit F9 because the formula is looking up again, and that really, it shouldn't have done that. Let me try this again. We should be able to highlight the formula, paste it here, and now when I go into the formula, okay, here we go. This is what you should get. I guess the trick is to make sure you highlight the entire number that has the formula in it. But this still isn't right. We're now in the February column, which is column C. So no big deal. All I need to do is change the B's to a C. It's still C5 to C10 to add up. So when I press OK, there it goes. It automatically updates. So I'm going to do this one more time to make sure it works. Go to the formula. Now we're in column D. So change the D's. I'm sorry, the C's to the D's. And it automatically updates. All right. And to save time, we could do the same thing with these here. I guess I'll do one. So we can copy this one and paste it down here. Go into the formula. All right. See, it's going to the left, which is correct. So if we press OK, this one should work. Yeah. All right. So here's even a better trick. This won't take long. Copy it. I can paste it to all of these. All right. And then with them highlighted, if I hit F9, all right, cool. They automatically calculate for me. And the only thing I have to do is right align them, and they look just like the other ones. So that's pretty simple. So here comes the problem. I want to go down here to the largest expense. So I want the program, I want Word to automatically pick the highest number out of this list. Obviously, it's the 450. But I don't want to do that myself. I want Word to be able to do it. So again, it's a formula, but it's not going to be a sum. Sum gets you a total. So we have to erase this, keep the equal sign there because the equal sign is needed to tell Word that it's a formula. And there's a couple functions that Word automatically gives you. You can do averages, you can do a count where it counts up the numbers. There's some other tricky stuff. But down here we have max and min. So what this does, well, max gives us the highest number in a list, min gives us the lowest number. So I want to use the max. And again, I got to tell Word where are the numbers, B5 to B10. So I got to type that in. with a colon. Colon separates the two. We're talking numbers, so I'm going to use the number format. And when I press OK, it works. So now all I need to do is, just like we did before, highlight the whole number, not the cell, but the number, copy it and paste it to each one of these, and then just update the cell references in there, change the column letters. So the last thing I want to do here is I want to get the savings. So I know this person is making $1,550 in January, and they spent $635. Obviously, you subtract the expenses from income to get the new savings. So we can do that in a formula. And there is no formula to subtract, but we can do it ourselves. So where is this total income? It's in B1, 2, 3, 4. So it's B4 minus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's in B11 for the total. So B11. So that's subtracting income minus expenses. Choose the format for dollars, press OK. And there's the difference. And if you do the math, that's correct. So from this point, all you'd have to do again is copy this and change the formula a little bit, and that would fill out the rest of this sheet. I want to give you one more example. Down here is another table where somebody is ordering shirts, and it gives you the cost. So for this, to get the total, if somebody's buying 100 black shirts at $5.50 a piece, you got to multiply those two numbers to get the total cost of all the black shirts. So I'm going to go back to my formula. And again, it's not a total. I'm doing multiplication. There is a function that does multiplication for you. If you remember your math class, the answer to a multiplication problem is called the product. So if we click this and we type in left, what it's going to do, it's going to multiply these two numbers left. Choose the numbers again, press OK, and that is correct. Now the other way you could do it, we could go into this formula and erase this one to do the next line. This is in row 1, 2, 3. So row 3, this is B3 times C3. So you could do it this way. For multiplication, it's the asterisk. So B3 times C3, that should do the same thing for us. And it does. Again, I can go in here, erase this, do the product to the left. So again, there's a couple different ways of doing it, and that'll get you the answer. And remember, if you change a number, you have to highlight the cell, press F9 for it to update. All right, now to get a subtotal, I just need to add these up. Go to my formula, that will work. Sum above, press OK. Okay, now sales tax in Pennsylvania is 6%. 6% of the cost, the subtotal. So I'm going to have to make my own formula here. So I'm going to use this subtotal, which is in, actually, this is in column B because this is column A, column B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is actually B5. So B5 multiply 6%, which is actually 0.06. Again, it's money. Press OK. So the sales tax is $79.50. So the last thing we have to do is get a total for B1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B5 to B6. We're going to add those two numbers up. give it the number symbol, press OK. There we go. And again, if this number changes, let's say they're going to buy 70, that's going to change this number and all of these. So I have to highlight this, hit F9, and they automatically update. So there you have it, folks. That's how you can make formulas work for you in Word. A little clunky, but it definitely works.